Good evening, Marisa.
Hi.
This is like a dream come true. And the fact that when we walked in, you just said, "That's a beautiful dress you're wearing." It came out of nowhere. And I think it changed my life in that moment. Thank you so much for it, because you walk the talk.
Well,
You're
yeah.
appreciating,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what everyone's looking for.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I understand the power of praise, but also when you praise someone else, when you give, you receive. If you give a compliment, a gift, you receive. So when you give, you receive back, and we should all be giving to ourselves a lot, but also to other people too. It's very important.
Hi, I actually just wanted to say thank you. I really struggled with fertility issues. I did your hypnosis for 60 days. I'm due in 6 weeks. So thank you.
Oh, that's so lovely.
And I tell my husband every day that that's because of Marisa Peer. And I had your picture on my vision board, and I'm here today. So I'm really glad. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How do you calm yourself when, for example, in one day I can have done like 20 different things, and work and cooking and cleaning and reading and studying and like endless.
Yes.
And at evening I sit on my couch and I'm like, why am I watching TV? I have to go and do something. And if I get sick and I have to lay down more than one day, for example, the first day I have high fever, 40, I am not in this world, it's okay. But the next day, you have to stand up and go to do something, because why?
Okay, so first of all, where does that voice come from? Who taught you that you've always got to be doing?
My mom, of course.
Okay, so you're a human being. You're not a human doing, you're a human being, and that means you've got to be rather than do. So you're like a battery, and if you use your phone all day, what do you do later? You leave it alone and charge it, don't you?
Yeah.
So you are like a battery, and you're doing all day, and then at night you should lie on your sofa and recharge. I want you to think of yourself, I'm recharging like a battery, and I'm a human being, and I'm just going to be. You see, if you're around animals, or even if you're around people that still live in tribes, they do a lot, and then they do nothing. They go out hunting, they sit around the fire. My cats have wild hours thinking they're going to find something, and then they just lie around for ages with no guilt. So start to call yourself a human being, which means be, and tell yourself, I'm recharging, and my brain needs that. It needs to recharge. If you kept giving your phone a minute of charge and then used it would just stop working. And thirdly, go back and say, who told me that? And what did they know? Because most people who are smart don't work harder, they work smarter. And they give themselves a lot of time off, a lot of time. Most geniuses will tell you, I did that invention when I was looking at a tree. Every genius I know says, my best ideas come when I'm lying in the park. One of my friends who's head of ITV had to say to them, look, I'm not coming in. I can't sit at a desk. I don't get all my ideas. I get my ideas when I'm walking around the park, when I'm talking to my dog. And she created X Factor in order to be a millionaire, and Pop Idol too. But they had to understand, she goes, I can't come to work because I can't do it at a desk. I have to wander around, and maybe when I'm doing something after, that's where these ideas come from. And all geniuses will tell you, they don't sit at a desk. Einstein used to sit with a ball bearing in his hand in a rocking chair like that. And as he fell asleep, the ball bearing would hit the ground. He'd wake up to the dreams of his ideas, and he made them real. And he did it when he wasn't doing. He did it when he was being. How do you change your belief? You question it. Here's a child. When they start to go, Mummy, how does Father Christmas get down the chimney? How does the reindeer get down the chimney? How does he get around the whole world? How come when I saw him he had on different shoes and he had a beard stuck over a beard? And when you question a belief, you don't believe it anymore. That's why we're often taught, don't question, don't ask questions, don't question me. So when you question a belief, you introduce doubt. So that who told me that? What did they know? Was it true? And even if it's true for them, is it true that women who are successful don't find a man? Well, Michelle Obama has done very well, so that can't be true. So then we think, okay, I'm going to question the belief, introduce doubt, and now I'm changed. And then we put in a new belief. So question it, and then give yourself a better belief. You are what you believe. You make your beliefs. Your beliefs turn around and make you, and then confirmation bias means you look for proof of what you have chosen to believe. But your beliefs are yours to upgrade. We're so busy upgrading our computers and our phones, we forgot to upgrade this software. Upgrade it, update it by questioning a belief and then changing it.
How many of you here feel a little guilty about not doing anything for the last 2 hours? And how many of you feel like recharging would be really helpful right now for you? Like taking more time to recharge in your day-to-day life? How many of your clients in the last 37 years have had this belief that you've had to rework with them? These really high performers.
So many. I've got to be seen to be working. I need to be breaking out in a sweat or nobody will believe I'm working. I need to show people I'm busy, busy, busy. I've got to be super busy, and that's just so not true. We have people now who say I'm working 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day, and living my best life because we don't do sweat labor anymore. You know, we realize that if you want to be smart, have an idea, monetize that idea, get other people to do it for you. But I see so many clients who say, I have to be seen. People say, well, my cleaner comes in, I start cleaning because I feel a bit embarrassed. If the cleaner's here, I better pretend I'm working on the laptop. I say to mine, I know I'm sitting in my, I've been actually writing a book all night, so I've been writing till 4 a.m, but I thought I had to explain why I was sitting in my dressing gown on the sofa because I'd been writing until 5 a.m, because once you start to write, it becomes very compelling. When she came, I thought, I better tell her. So if you have a, I feel I should do stuff. I'm the boss, so I better look busy, busy, busy. But we don't need to do that.
Can I have a question? Thank you so much for being here. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and I was also raised like in a way of hard work and stuff like that. And she wants to play piano, so we have a piano. She's having her lessons, and she feels kind of entitled to straight play nicely and stuff. And I'm catching myself like to explaining to her that you actually have to work to get to a certain performance. And on one hand, I don't want her to be like, to have the same belief that without hard work, nothing comes in life. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, I don't know how to balance it.
Well, just change the word work for learning. She probably, little children of 6 love to learn, and they get excited about all the stuff they're going to learn. Like they love to learn to tie their own shoes. They love to learn, they say, I could do it myself. I'm doing that myself. So I would just take out the word work and talk about learning. You're playing the piano and you're going to learn even more piano and learn all these skills. So the word work is for a lot of bad kind of, but learning is a great thing. She's learning every day. So just replace the word work hard with, you're very good. You're going to learn all this new stuff and be an amazing piano player because you're learning so much new stuff.
Hi, I actually just wanted to say thank you. I have a little story that I would like to share. I was diagnosed with endometriosis a couple of years back. And after that, I really struggled with fertility issues. Even IVF failed for me. And I did your hypnosis for 60 days. I'm due in 6 weeks. So thank you.
Oh, that's so lovely.
And I tell my husband every day that that's because of Marisa Peer. And I had your picture on my vision board, and I'm here today. So I'm really glad. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's wonderful. So lovely.
Thank you for being here. I wanted to know how you overcome the need to have other people to believe in you. So is it in one company and my team believed in me, my boss would say you can do double that, and I did double that. Moved to another company and there was a jealous corporate. They wanted me to fail. I could feel the energy in the meetings, and suddenly I couldn't talk. I couldn't pitch, which I'm quite capable of.
Why do you think in that second company it was so different to the first one? What was going on there that made them jealous of you rather than supporting and believing in you?
They wondered why they had brought me in. They thought I'd come to replace them. They were just told me, oh, there's a jealousy, don't worry about that. But it was strong. It was sort of bullying. I could feel the negative.
So the second company, the staff believed you'd come in to replace them. Yeah. Did you do anything to reassure them that you hadn't?
Well, they were Emirati and I wasn't, so obviously I wasn't going to replace them.
Okay. And that can be very difficult, but you've seen what praise does. You said when someone believes in you and says you can double it, you do it yourself. But we have to learn to do that praise. For many of us now working for ourselves without a boss or without anyone to say, oh, well done, you did a great job today. You have a praise muscle and it will wither if you don't get praise. So for you, remember what that praise is and then start to do it yourself to say, I'm amazing, I'm phenomenal, I'm incredible. You have to give yourself a lot of your own praise. Are you still in that company?
No, I resigned.
Where are you now?
Thinking to work for myself.
Okay, well and you like working for yourself?
Yeah.
So maybe that was a good thing. You learned that don't do so well around negative people. Positive people build you up, but negative ones can affect you. So go on working for yourself. But every day you have to be the praise. You need to say, I'm freaking amazing. I did a phenomenal job today. This is my gift. This is my skill set. The words that came out of my mouth today, I'm a genius. And really big yourself up to yourself because praise is so important. And when someone else praises you, they may have an agenda, good or bad. But when you praise yourself, there's no agenda. It sinks in like lotion sinks into dry skin. So that you like working for yourself more. So just go on working for it, but praise yourself a lot. It's so important. People think, oh, isn't it arrogance? No, arrogance is because you say, I'm great, I'm the best, because you don't believe it. Arrogance is the other end of the scale of insecurity, but praise is, if you went to a doctor and you said, I'm the best doctor in Dubai, I wouldn't go, oh, I want to see one who isn't as good as you because you're arrogant. If you paid for a flight on an airplane that like Qatar and say we're the best airline. No, I don't want that. I don't want to go to the best. It's too. I love Qatar Airlines. I really do deserve the best. But we like the best. We like the best restaurant, the best doctor. We want the best school for our kids. And if you went to a school and they said we're the best, you wouldn't say, I'm not putting my kid here. You're showing off. I want to go to one that says we're not really that good, but we do the best we can. People are really reassured by the best. I knew that because I took my then partner who had cancer to a doctor. And the first one said, I'll try. The second one said, I'm the best surgeon here. And I'm going to do this and you're going to be fine because I'm the best. And he signed up with him immediately. He didn't say, well, it's a bit arrogant. Let me diminish him. He said, you're the best. I want to be with you. And the best is reassuring. When I got run over in London, I was sitting in a hospital and my PA was trying to, and they said, oh, and the doctor said, you want this doctor? He's the best foot surgeon. So she tracked him down and I went to him. And he said, never let anyone else look at your foot because I'm the best. He said, you've got 60 different fractures in there and I'm the only person that can do this. He probably was. Maybe he wasn't, but I couldn't give him enough money, was insurance anyway, because I wanted to go to him because he made me feel safe and reassured. So the best is very confident, very comforting. Some people are intimidated by it, but you're good. Be good at what you do. Don't let anyone else dim your light. If they can't handle it, they could just wear sunglasses. But you have to not dim your greatness. We love people all the best. And if you can't say it, how can they? So maybe your shine upsets some people, but who cares? It's your shine. Just go on shining.
Good evening, Marisa.
Hi.
This is like a dream come true. And the fact that when we walked in, you just said, that's a beautiful dress you're wearing. It came out of nowhere. And I think it changed my life in that moment. Thank you so much for it because you walk the talk.
Well,
you're appreciating. And that's exactly what everyone's looking for.
Yeah. Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you. I understand the power of praise. But also when you praise someone else, when you give, you receive. If you give a compliment, a gift, you receive. So when you give, you receive back. And we should all be giving to ourselves a lot, but also to other people too. It's very important.
Thank you so much.
And also the aptitude for gratitude. When you say nice things, you're living in a state of gratitude rather than the opposite.
Hi, good evening. Thank you.
We'll come here next.
Good evening.
So we'll come here now.
Thank you, Marisa. Sorry.
That's okay. No, we're not allowed to say sorry. Say thank you for picking me.
Thank you for
thank you for
the
picking me.
positivity. Actually, I would like to ask you about, sometimes we have issues channelizing our thoughts. Like we have broken thoughts, like we initiate a thought and we can't get to the conclusion. So what happens when a person feel the breathlessness, like he can't inhale to breathe
Yeah.
out? So there are places people feels like that.
They can't breathe.
I'm feeling suffocated.
Yeah.
So in those places, what a person needs to do.
When you say, I feel suffocated, I can't breathe, your mind will always make, even a bad thought will make, people say, I'm dying here. This commute is killing me. This will be the death of me. I feel all of those emails are looking at me. I feel those cookies in the house are just calling my name and I can't resist them. Whatever you say, you're making it worse. When you say, I can't breathe, I can't get enough air, flip that to, I'm surrounded by air and I'm taking in all this air and I'm breathing, so beautifully breathing deep into my stomach, breathing deep into my lungs. Because the first thing is a thought. First comes a thought, then a feeling, then a behavior. It's like a ladder, thought, feeling, behavior. It isn't behavior, feeling, thought. The thought comes first. So when you think I can't breathe, because I can't breathe, because I can't stop eating. I've been eating for all weekend, non-stop. Really? Did you sleep at all? Well, a bit. Did you go to the bathroom? Did you eat while you were in the toilet? No. So you didn't really eat non-stop all weekend. There were some breaks. Well, yes, but. So we have to always go back to the thought. I can't get enough air in. I can't breathe. It's the thought that you're thinking and you are making it real. It becomes real because your mind's job is to make every thought real, and your job is to say, this is not a very useful thought, is it? Why don't I flip? It's like saying, I'm chronically tired. Thinking, is that really true? I might be a bit tired. I might even be but I'm not chronically. People say, I got this headache, it's killing me. But that's not really true. You have got a headache, you might be dehydrated, but it's not really killing you. So you just need to stop with that thought. Everything begins with your thinking, and it's the easiest thing to change.
I missed your story sharing about health issues that Marisa helped you. Actually, I totally agree, and you're right when you say we are what we believe. I changed my beliefs and I found my purpose. I know what I want to do. The most important obstacle right now is my health issues. So I would like to know, with RTT, can we heal ourselves with hypnosis, or can we have, can you share your opinion?
Yeah. So if you want to get rid of a health issue, never call it mine. Mine means you own it. I could say, do you like my shoes? Do you like my bag? Or do you like my husband? Because I like those things. They belong to me. But I wouldn't say my cancer, I've got my migraine again, I've got my irritable bowel, I've got my terrible pain in my foot. Because when you preface them with my, you own it. So you can say my healing and my health, but don't say my health issues, my illness, because it's an ownership word. You want to always call something you don't want the. Like people say, someone say, my ex-husband, he's horrible. When did you get to 20 years ago? I said, darling, I don't think after 20 years he's yours. I think you should start saying the. He's already married to someone else with 2 kids. Why do you keep calling him my ex? He's not yours. He's very happily moved on, and you haven't because you keep calling him mine. When you call him the ex, the person I used to be with, don't even need to talk about him anymore anyway because he's with someone else, and the quicker you do that, you will be too. So with a health issue, first of all, never call it mine or my. Secondly, with a health issue, look at what it is. Somebody might say, I get terrible headaches, or the arteries narrow and I get tension headaches, or when I'm anxious, my stomach starts to gurgle and then I have to run to the bathroom. And you want to do the opposite, the very opposite of that. My arteries are clear, my head feels amazing, I'm breathing, I've got a great stomach, fantastic constitution, perfect. I just do the opposite. I look at a cake and I get fat because I have a phenomenal metabolic. I look at a cake and I burn it all off. I have a phenomenal immune system. People say, in COVID there's no line of defense. Well, there is actually, and it's called your immune system. And it's a great line of defense. And if you're happy and positive and eat reasonably well and sleep well, that's all your immune system needs. It loves calm, positive, good nutrition, hydration, and sleep. It doesn't like panic and anxiety at all. So one of the things it worked for me was to say my body is a wellness-making machine. My body does healing, only healing, always healing. That's all it does. So you have to decide how you're going to talk to you. And whatever the issue is, you have to say, my body is a wellness-making machine. My body's... And we've seen everyday people with every kind of illness you can think of who've become completely well. Because the body, when it knows wellness, knows how to do wellness. The body can replicate the conditions of every illness known to man, but it can also fix them. That's what placebo is. I talked earlier about how your mind makes your thoughts. If you think a sad thought, do your eyes fill up with tears? If you think an embarrassing thought, do you go red? If you think of a food thought, does your stomach rumble? And here's the placebo. What you think of a drug will affect you more than what's in it. And so you can heal yourself very powerfully by telling yourself, my body is healing, doing wellness, recovering. And there are many different physicians who've said, many pharmacists, if I give a person a prescription, say, this is going to be wonderful for you, this is perfect for you, that's exactly what will happen. If I say, oh, this is not really a very good drug, I don't even know why you've got this, it hardly works at all, that will happen too. So the placebo means the physician that lives in you that can dispense any drug in any quantity whenever you like. And, healing, you can heal yourself powerfully of almost anything.
What about others? My son actually is diagnosed gifted with sensory hypersensitivity, I know. And he's beyond...
What is he hypersensitive to?
5 senses, especially touching to certain fabrics. Actually.
But you can reverse that. You can reverse anything.
Yes,
I worked with it. How old is he?
Sorry?
How old is he?
He's going to be 11.
Oh, so he's young enough. You can reverse that.
10 years, really difficult years we've been through.
Well, it's hard to be hypersensitive, but just when you label someone, I would just give up that label, don't even talk about it, and tell him that he's got great coping skills, and he's great around sound and noise and touch. I talk a lot about how wonderful touch is, how important touch is.
It's beyond this, actually, the stitches and everything. Since he's a baby, we can't really, we can't dress him. He's like Tarzan, at home. He doesn't wear any T-shirts.
Yeah, but you have to change that belief, really change that belief for him.
Yes, I'm trying.
Because, of course, when you talk about since a baby has always been that way, children have to turn into that expectation. So although it's true, just flip it now. And if you might say you've grown out of that. I remember years ago working with a client, and I was so busy, this mother was trying to get an appointment for her little boy who was 9 because he had eczema. And the grandmother kept saying, when he goes to school, he'll just grow out of that. He'll just grow out of it. Anyway, I made an appointment. He started school, and it just went away even before I got to see him, because he had this belief that when he went to school, he would grow out of it. So children are very tuned into expectations, both good and bad. And when you say, well, that's just going to go away, that's nothing, you'll just grow out of that, that just goes away, he will probably believe you.
I am basically a theta healer and with different modalities. So when I went to one of my clients for the healing session, so that person was in ICU, so literally going through the phases. So when I told him, and when I told the wife sitting beside him, just to shift the point of views, or just to make him in the vibration of positivity. So that guy told me that again, positivity, being positive or making the affirmations positive is at this time too much pressure on me. So how to deal with that positivity pressure?
We teach a certain method so that wouldn't happen. But of course, when someone is sick, and often they don't want, they feel tremendous pressure to get better. They don't always want everyone in the room saying you can think yourself well, and this is all in your head. And some people, we have to allow them to be ill. We have to allow some people not to want to hear that. We only work with people who ask us to work with them. So there are people who get really annoyed when someone turns up and they're going to visualize you better and think of it. So there are some people we see, not many, but some people are invested in their illness. We have a particular thing called role, function, purpose, intention. It's amazing. In hypnosis, people go back and tell you the role of their illness, the function, the purpose, and then they get it. And then they want to get better. But we will work with people who come to say, can I have a session? If someone says, hey, could you go to hospital and see someone, only if they want to. Although we have an amazing girl called Irina Khan, and she's called the Coma Queen, and we trained her. Which country is Irina in? Do you remember? Slovenia.
Yeah, the only country that has the word love in it.
Yes, right, that's right. And she has worked with 10 people and maybe 20. She hasn't even met them. You know, you can't go in a hospital and go, hey, where's that person in the coma in ICU? She just made them recordings. So she was asked to help one person in a coma. She made hypnotic recordings. They came out of the coma. She's done 19 more. Only one person has died out of everyone she's seen. And she's now got her own amazing business, and they call her the Coma Queen in Slovenia because she's started to get people out of a coma. Just, it's so powerful. But the power, one of the part of the power is the client has to want it. We can't make people who say, you know, I've already given up, or I don't want that. So we always have to be aware that we work with people who want to work with it. If someone said, oh, I don't really want to stop smoking. I love smoking, but my wife said I've got to stop smoking. We probably would say, look, wait until you want to stop. Because
the allowance should be from the inside. Like.
Well, the person has to want it. It's like saying to someone, I'm going to put you on a diet. It's like, I don't want to go on a diet. That's very rude. Or I'm going to do something for you that you don't want. So people do have to want to change. And if they're not ready, they can be very resistant if you try and force it upon them. So they're probably just somebody who wasn't ready, or maybe they were ill or tired or sick, or maybe they just weren't, I don't like to say weren't ready, but it probably just was the wrong time.